What's cracking, everyone? This is Solomon SK for Whiskey and RPGs, and if you're new to the channel, we always start off each episode with a toast. And since today's Valentine's Day, might as well just give a toast to you lovely couples out there. Hope you guys are in a tremendous and awesome relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, then I'll be your Valentines. Just let me know down in the comment section if that's you, regardless of who you are. So cheers to you guys. Anyways, guys, we got a lot to cover, and hope you guys got your glasses ready with me if you're ready to hang out. And yeah, let's just get started. Cheers again to everybody out there. So the first bit of news that I wanted to cover, let's start off big right now, right? So New World developer Diary shows off the warring factions of, I still don't know how to pronounce that. I just pronounce it Atrium. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but for the sake of this article, let's just call it Atrium for now until, you know, let me know if you actually know how to pronounce that. It's like Aternum. Anyways. Amazon Game Studios has released a new dev diary showing off the enemies you might find throughout your explanation of Atrium, the Eternal Isle, in the upcoming MMO New World. The diary goes on to detail some of the enemies you'll encounter, as well as why the land is deathless. So let's check out the trailer right here. Looks gorgeous. Oh, look at the knights. Oh, that's awesome.
Players, when they first land on Eternum, is a new discovery of a new world.
When you first arrive on Eternum, you're going to be kind of at ground zero. Your ship has crashed. There's nobody around who's on your side. Pretty soon, you're going to start to meet other players, and you're going to start to understand that life on Eternum is very much a band together or die alone situation.
When we created Eternum, we wanted to design and create a vast, explorable world. Players will quickly realize that nothing ever really dies in this island. No soul can leave the body. It is the magical resource that grants the power of immortality, and it is called Azoth.
One of the things that makes Eternum very dangerous is that there's a bunch of different factions there, and each one has their own objectives and desires.
Interesting concept.
With each other, but more importantly, they create big conflicts with the player and dangers for them.
Alongside the corrupted, there's three other major enemy
Sorry about that.
groups that exist.
So right off the bat, we finally got some lore. You're on an island. Hope this isn't another battle royale. But yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging the lore so far. You can never die. Okay, and very Sandbox light, obviously, but
The Lost are the sort of soulless wretches of our game. They're people who have eternal life but have it without a soul, and as you learn, that is not a pleasant fate.
They're stuck in this sort of like half-death state because they've died in some horrific way, or sailors who have crash-landed on this island and sort of washed ashore here.
They're the ghouls, the undead versions in our game.
I'm wondering if you could actually play as one though. Like, is it all factions that are playable, or is there one that's just solely just for NPCs that you have to fend off and kill?
The Angry Earth is the pure, natural power of the island, fighting back against the people who have come to corrupt it. It's almost like the island's defense system, and it will do whatever it can to expel these invaders.
Nature is trying to imitate the form of humans or animals they see.
And some are like more humanoid, but there's other ones that are more of like a constructed monstrosity.
They mask themselves in order to fight back from what they consider is an infection.
One of the civilizations that existed on Eternum were known as the Ancients, and they had harnessed the power of Azoth. For the Ancients, they used it to power their technologies, and you'll see tributes to their society throughout the world. Something happened to the Ancients, and no one knows quite what happened. The remains of their civilization are there, and their secrets are there for you to discover.
Okay, sounds good so far. I'm digging it.
In Eternum, the world fights back through the corrupted. So the corrupted notice the player, they notice them getting stronger and building up their settlements, and then they fight back. They might blockade a road, have a summoning portal, which portals lots of enemies of their type into the player's area.
You can take one of the territories on Eternum. You can ultimately grow your town to the point where not only the monsters in the woods want to take it from you, but other players as well. And when we have these massive wars over these territories, it's pretty special.
Oh, very cool. Okay. I have to admit though, going back, the animation doesn't really seem very fluid in my opinion. But I'm just judging it just solely. I don't know when this gameplay was taken, but just the way they move and the way they swing their weapons and stuff, it just doesn't really look that fluid though. It just feels very floaty, if that's like that's like the best way I could describe it right now, for lack of a better term. But anyways, that's who really knows? I've never played the game so far, but I'm still looking forward to it, very much so. It's coming to PC on May 26th. So this next bit of news comes from Gematsu.com, and it's something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time, but I'm a little bummed out because as of right now it's only for the PS4, and that's Sakura Wars. This is an anime, me being a millennial and growing up during the 90s, Sakura Wars is definitely one of those animes that I grew up on. Yeah, it's if you guys are interested as well, it's finally coming out on April 28th, and the details are at games.sega.com/Sakura Wars if you want to check out some of the stuff that comes out for the game. As you can see right here, launch edition includes Sakura Wars PS4 game, reversible artwork, and sticker set. So if you like gimmicky things like I do, as I explained last time with my comic book collection, this is something you might want to pick out. So I might, even though I don't own a PS4, I might just buy it just for the sake of having it, because I'm such a huge collector and sucker for these type of stuff. So next we go back to MMORPG.com, and we're talking about Crowfall. I am not a backer, but I'm still very interested in this game because, again, they're going for that very sandbox, destructible environment type of gameplay. So it says Crowfall devs Artcraft Entertainment have posted a Q&A for February discussing racial passive sets and more. It turns out that a lot of these racials are focused on crafting. We even get a quick look at the half elf racial passives in the video below. So if you're somebody who's really interested in the Crowfall, just know they did a Q&A. The Q&A is lengthy, relatively lengthy, not too long to really cover for the purposes of this video, but just know that they're still making this game. I would argue that Crowfall is probably suffering from feature creep somewhat as well, because it's been in development for a very long time, not as long as Star Citizen, but anyways. And the next bit of news comes from MMOculture.com, and this is talking about Blade and Soul Complete Frontier World server arriving as part of Unreal Engine 4 upgrade. Now, those of you guys may already know I spent a number of years with Blade and Soul. I am still very looking forward to coming back to this game, so this is probably a really good excuse for that. On February 26th, Korean server of Blade and Soul will come with a new phase to the Unreal Engine 4 upgrade titled Frontier World. As a new server, Frontier World will not just have gorgeous graphics, but also see the revamp of the overall character growth and battle system. It was touted that Frontier World has quote-unquote different systems with the current existing servers. So yeah, I'm really hoping that we get this here on the US as well. Star Wars 6.1 Pinnacles of Power goes live today. Okay, so we didn't really have to wait that long. New story, Beat and Stronghold. Star Wars: The Old Republic Pinnacles of Power was meant to go live last Tuesday. It didn't. It was delayed. Yeah, so apparently, just skimming through the article, it's relatively a small update that continues on the story. Nothing really dramatic or lengthy, but you do get the Stronghold in Alderaan. I'll definitely check that out. Maybe even make a video about it if it's worth anyone's time. Quick news: Black Desert patches in Witch and Wizard succession skills plus a wacky bee event. Oh yeah, that's true. So yeah, if one of your classes that you really enjoyed was the witch or the wizard, they kind of play similarly. But yeah, if you want to check out their succession skills and how they stack up in terms of PvP, because I know a lot of PvP players or guilds look for those two classes because of the buffs, then you got something to look forward to. And the Wacky Bee event, that's just a crafting, not a crafting event. It's just a way for players to actually get or manufacture certain items that allow you to buff your fairies or level up your fairies rather. And yeah, the fairies actually give you pretty cool buffs and certain advantages as well. So next we head back over to MMORPG.com. ESO Live discusses housing today. Oh, this is pretty interesting. I don't know why I'm such a sucker for player housing in MMOs, but ESO Live, the weekly Elder Scrolls Online community live stream, goes live today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll discuss housing and more. Systems designer Colin Lee will show off 2 new homes, Forge Master Falls and Thieves Oasis, and dive into the creation behind the 2 houses. Additionally, writer Taylor Kyer, sorry, I can't, I'm butchering your name, will be interviewed about her journey into ZOS as well as her most recent work. Okay. Shenmue 3 DLC Story Quest Pack launches February 18th. So I know it's been a bit controversial, especially last year, because it was a crowdfunded game, but if this is something you're interested in, just know you're getting a DLC, and this is coming from Gematsu.com. And back over to Massively OP, NCSoft 4th quarter 2019 was a rough quarter for MMORPGs, especially Guild Wars 2. That kind of sucks. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of NCSoft, but it's a company that I stuck around with for a number of years, and I know a lot of people hate that company. That's fine, but I particularly enjoy NCSoft products. NCSoft Corporate had a solid financial quarter for the last 3 months of 2019 with increase in revenue quarter over quarter and year over year of 34%, though I think they meant to type though. The year in full was down 1% over in 2018. Unfortunately, several of the company's core MMORPGs suffered through the quarter with drops in revenue. NCSoft's mobile unit finished the year with 59% revenue increase since 4th quarter of 2018. That's not a surprise. Mobile gaming has been making hand over fists for companies, this past few years. So, but 3 key MMOs that mark NCSoft's presence here in the West, Guild Wars 2, Aeon, and Blade & Soul, were all down in revenue wise for the year. Aeon dropped 36%. BNS dropped 28%, while Guild Wars 2 lost almost a quarter of its revenue year over year after holding relatively flat through 2019. That's pretty unfortunate. I really do enjoyed Guild Wars 2 back when it came out, but unfortunately for me, I guess that ship is passed. So Guild Wars 2 subreddit was awash with speculation about meaningful concept and the Saga announcement and last year's layoffs, but given the fact that Blizzard's only success last year's quarter was World of Warcraft Classic, and it doubled WoW's active player base with that launch, we note that it might be useful to look here to understand what Western MMO players have gone over the period. So I probably shouldn't really go through the comment section. I mean, well, actually, people are getting very in-depth and being analytical, but kind of surprising. I guess NCSoft definitely is on. Whether you like the company or not, I'm very shocked to see the length of conversations that is taking place. So, Lineage 2 Revolution, and this is back in MMORPG.com, has raised the level cap to 440. Wow, that's a huge, crazy level cap. So, yeah, if you play Lineage 2 and you haven't played in a while and want to jump back and get to it, well, you got something to look forward to with the new level cap increase to 440 and a new update along with other additions. New content includes Courageous Battlefield, which is 5v5 PvP content that was previously introduced as a limited time event and has gained great popularity. So, there you have it. Lineage 2 fans out there, you got something to look forward to. Borderlands 3 getting seasonal event and level cap increase. Awesome. A new community love letter for Borderlands 3 has outlined a new seasonal event and level cap increase. The seasonal event is set to be free for all players, particularly lovesick enemies across the Borderlands will soon have special hearts floating around them. These hearts take a variety of forms, and shooting them produces any number of unique effects, from buffing your party's damage output to temporarily converting an enemy to an ally to simply exploding into a pile of loot. So very cool. I know games as a service has been fairly controversial, especially with EA, but looks like Borderlands 3 is doing it the right way, as far as I can tell. So you guys know from previous episodes, I cover a number of Valentines events from your favorite MMO and RPG titles out there, but instead of going through them one by one, I just want to point it out that in massivelyoP.com there is an article written by Bree Royce, and she compiled a huge list of all the Valentine's events that are taking place. So you got everything from Ultima Online to the Divines that we covered last time, Dauntless, even non-MMO and online games such as Apex Legends, to Ark. So yeah, this is a pretty cool article. So to see if your favorite online or MMO game is covered, definitely go on over to massivelyop.com, look for Bree Royce's article, and see if your favorite title is in there. So I wanted to cover this one because I don't know too much about it, and one of the ways that allows me to get to know a game is to just cover it through here. So it's called Fractured. Sandbox MMO Fractured releases review of its first open playtest. The Fractured team has released a review of their latest stress test. A review states that went well and what didn't go so well. For the successes, it looked like the servers held up against all the strains, specifically during peak times. Additionally, interest in the game was high, with roughly over 6,000 new accounts created in the last few weeks. Good on them, along with nearly 20,000 characters for roughly 50,000 distinct accounts. Additionally, the team touts over 400 new backers of the game, providing new sales. There were also a few bugs that reared their heads, which is obviously a plus. So judging from this, it looks like some sort of action MMORPG, I'm guessing. It says, yeah, it's an MMORPG setting fantasy development, status development, retail, estimate next year, at the end of next year actually, so about 2 years from now. So I'll definitely cover more about this game. I'm interested in it. Sorry, I cannot talk today for some reason. My goodness. Final Fantasy XIV posts the preliminary patch notes for Echoes of the Fallen Star. This sounds pretty interesting. Though waiting may be the hardest part, but Final Fantasy XIV always takes the edge off of the waiting for patch day with its full set of preliminary notes as well in advance. Patch 5.2 Echoes of a Fallen Star has its preliminary notes available for perusal right now for those who want to get more complete picture of what awaits ahead of the patch on Tuesday. Really nice. Okay, so again, I've only played pre-reborn Final Fantasy XIV, so I obviously don't really know what's going on. But if you're a hardcore fan and you want to know what's in the future for you ahead of time, well, you got the patch 5.2 notes in their I guess their main website, right? Yep, right here. So head on over to nafinalfantasy14.com and it'll give you all the goodies of 5.2. And for RPG news, I clicked on this because it looks pretty interesting. Katana Kami, The Way of the Samurai story coming west on February 20th. Acquired developed spinoff launches day and date with Japanese in the West. Katana Kami, The Way of the Samurai story will launch digitally for the PlayStation and Switch for the PC via Steam on February 20th in the West. Day and date with its Japanese release for $30. Publisher Spike Crunchsoft and developer Acquired announced. Very let's see. Let's check out the trailer here. I'm sort of afraid that my video will get claimed because as I said last time, a lot of Japanese companies do that, but well, let's get the screenshots then at least. Right? So it looks like a top-down action RPG of sorts. Yeah, again, I don't know too much about it, but it looks pretty interesting. Looks pretty interesting. I'll definitely have to check this out again when I come back to it later on. But yeah, if you're into samurai RPGs, you got something to look forward to here. All right, so talking about probably one of the most hated games of all time in the MMO realm, Bless Unleashed launching March 12th on Xbox One outlines Bless Pass. So, man, I'm kind of bummed out. As I expressed before, I'm really interested in playing this game, but it's only for the Xbox so far. They're going to release it for the PC, I'm hoping. Bless Unleashed launches on March 12th for the Xbox One with Bless Pass outlined in tandem. Along with the launch comes news for the Founders Pack. We'll have to check that out, actually. Which are available to pre-order in the Microsoft Store. These packs will include exclusive items that will give you a head start in the game by allowing you to play up to 15 days before launch. Okay, so yeah, I'll pass. Fool me once, shame on me. Yeah, so obviously a lot of people are not very excited about it. I personally am, but let me see if this actually will come out for the PC. Yeah, Xbox Live. This, man, yeah. So if you go to the webpage and try to pre-order it, it says Xbox Live. It doesn't say PC or PlayStation 4 or anything like that. So that's unfortunate. I guess I have to pass on that because again, I don't have an Xbox. I don't have any consoles actually. Actually, it's a little out of my budget, unfortunately. So going back to massivelyop.com, Champions Online released its new in-game serial story and trade paperback question night lot box. I have no idea what any of this stuff are. I'm covering this because I actually do have a good friend that actually still plays this game. So if you're one of the very few people who do keep up with this game, well, this one's for you. Ready for some serial story action in Champions Online? That's good because the second narrative story mission is out now, just in case you're worried that your crafted superhero isn't getting things that involve dire stakes to do. Awesome. I actually like their Twitter thing. They actually have like a comic book with a box. Very very comic booky, obviously. So yeah, if you're, just to let you know, so I always thought this game was in maintenance mode, but my friend's saying that really isn't the case, and this article proves his point that it actually isn't in maintenance mode and it's still getting updates. So, and real quick, in other news, Half-Life Alyx comes on March 23rd. Virtual reality Half-Life games gets release date, and March 23rd on Steam for $60. Valve announced. It will support Valve Index and HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Oculus Quest. So, yeah, this should be really interesting. Blue Protocol shares more character creation and initial gameplay. Reddit subfans the closed beta trailer. The first few moments of the MMORPG are critical and most impactful. I agree with this statement. And in the new look from Bandai Namco's coming Blue Protocol, the first impression should be impressive. The latest developer video has about an hour's worth of gorgeous things to look at, including the character creation footage and the first few opening moments after that point. Okay, wonderful. So this is another game that I'm looking forward to, as well as many of you are. I'm not going to play any of the footage or go through any of it because, again, I don't want to get copyright claimed. And so Magic Legends of Mind Mage is a cool and calculated thinker. So they're releasing, I guess, tidbits of different classes that they're working on. Last time it was some sort of fire. No, it was a Geomancer. Last time they released news about the Geomancer, and now we have Perfect Worlds. Not really an MMO, now online Magic the Gathering titled Magic Legends has returned today with another deep dive into the game. This one on the playable Mind Mage. This mage isn't your in-your-face brawler like Geomancer highlighted previously. He's a mastermind, a cool and calculated thinker wielding psychic powers like telepathy, telekinesis, illusions, and manipulation. So it looks like we got some concept art there. Very cool. It kind of reminds me of the Mesmer class in Guild Wars, to be honest with you. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date with everything that is Magic Legends, head on over to massivelyop.com. This one really piqued my interest. for those of you who know me, I love noir films. There's something about post-World War II era that I absolutely love. That's why I'm such a huge fan of Fallout, because they use a lot of the aesthetics from that era as well. And Noir, the LA Noir, is a game that I absolutely love. Detective noir adventure game Backbone, coming to PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC in early 2001. And just looking from the screenshot, it looks super interesting. Fury Raw Fury will publish Egna developed detective noir adventure game Backbone for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam in early 2001, the company announced. A free demo titled Backbone Prologue, which follows the protagonist Howard Lodar through the first act of the game, is available on Steam. I am definitely going to have to check that out and make a video about it. This looks super cool. We'll check out the trailer here. Oh, I'm digging it already. It looks beautiful. And the textures look amazing, even though you still got that, I don't know, like 32-bit graphics, I would say, maybe? It has to be way more than 16, but, you know, you still get that nostalgia, old school type of game, like Full Throttle. I don't know if you guys remember Full Throttle, Circle of Blood, those type of games. That's very cool. That is very cool. I'm excited for this one. And I know I said earlier that I wouldn't be covering each individual Valentine news because of that one article that just summed it up in one amazing location that you could find. But the reason why I wanted to cover this is because I didn't know Secret World in Anarchy Online was still a thing. Especially Anarchy Online. That game is just so old. I really thought this game would be offline by now, but apparently it's still kicking, and good on them. I love hearing stories like this and just proving me wrong. That's awesome. It's love amid Lovecraftian terror and alien worlds. If Funcom has anything to say about it, both Secret World Legends, I don't know if that's like a adaptation of the original Secret World, because I'm pretty sure it was just called Secret World when it first came out, and Anarchy Online have activated their respective Valentine's event, so get ready for a heap load of mushy stuff. That's amazing. That is so freaking amazing. I can't believe Anarchy Online is still up and running. That game is probably one of the oldest and first MMORPGs ever to come out, and the fact that it's still online, and don't get me wrong, it had a disastrous launch. That thing was buggy as heck, but that's awesome. I'm glad this game is still up. I might have to just check it out just to see what's going on, because I do have a bit of fond memories, especially with Anarchy Online. So there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you stuck with me this far, I really do appreciate it, because the watch time does help with the algorithms. And yeah, again, I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.